Number 4, Corey Addison. Number 10, Lucas Almeida. Number 11, Richard Murray. Number 13, Axel Duarte. Number 15, Rafa Nascimento. Our starting goalkeeper, number 17, Paulo. Number 20, JT James Collins. Number 21, Jason Simpson. Number 25, Dylan Hundelt.
How well can you hear me? Perfect. Excellent. Good crowd tonight. Good crowd tonight. Better.
Number 80, Pablo.
Yeah, I think Brown wants us to really push at this game.
Number 92, Jared Gibson. And our player, head coach, number 79, Everton. On the bench, game night, head coach is Shane Slaughter. Assistant coach, Tony Shelby. Goalkeeping coach, Mark Little. Mercy athletic trainer is Jacob Tanner. Equipment manager, the Goose, Kyle Rooney. Fitness coordinator is Justin Hale. And team chiropractor is Dr. Beth Perez. Ladies and gentlemen, your St. Louis Ambush. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that all fans please rise and remove your caps. For the singing God Bless America performed by St. Ambrose School Choir. Let's hear it for the St. Ambrose School Choir. Nice job, kids. At this time, we now honor America, celebrating freedom, and those who protect it. Continue standing as one nation and one people for the playing of our national anthem performed by the Hazelwood Middle School Band, directed by Mr. Bill Volk in his 31st year as a band director. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Guessing you missed it.
Typically, Hazelwood Middle School band. Well done. I think it's now time for the Yankees logo feature toss. Who wants to make the first? Let me hear it.
And welcome into the Family Arena, ladies and gentlemen, for this matchup between the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush. It's an I-70 matchup. I'm Patrick Kelly alongside Matt Bird, and Matt, Ambush unfortunately couldn't eke out the win, but a very promising performance against a dominant Milwaukee club last week.
You have to think they come away from Wisconsin with a lot of morale out of that performance. I mean, if it wasn't for what I can best describe as a very dodgy call at the end, the Ambush should have won that game. That's soccer though, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Refs' decisions go for you, they go against you, you have to set them roughly the smooth, and that's another character building exercise for the Ambush to overcome. Now they've got another chance here tonight to exercise more demons, because we all saw the game a couple of weeks ago when we hosted KC. Last time we jumped out to a 6-0 win, but couldn't finish the game away, so let's hope for a similar start, but a different ending.
A big loss for the Ambush last week, losing Clayton with an ACL tear for the rest of the year. That's a big loss for this Ambush squad, especially up front.
I think so. I think Clayton's come in and been the biggest addition that Everton's made to this team. He's kind of, as soon as he came in, he hit the ground running. He scored an absolute monster goal in Baltimore, and that set him off for the rest of the season. He really is a huge loss. Everything that the Ambush seemed to do well went to this Clayton Pantalera, and but obviously it's another chance now for someone to step up. I mean, we saw Cody last week, Cody Kostakis, come in and do good things against Milwaukee. He's got another chance tonight. He's not played a lot of soccer, but I think that's what the coaches are looking for. They're looking for people to come in and make a claim for positions on this team. You know, another player similar to that would be James Thomas. Not played a lot of games for the Ambush, but came in and he's hit the ground running. Another good goal against the Wave last week. And obviously, you know, Jamie and Everton, that's what they're looking to see out of these new guys. Find a place in this team, and when players like Clayton come back, make Clayton have to fight for his place back in this team.
Looking at the starting goalies for the two teams. Of course, Paulo will be between the pipes for the Ambush. Meanwhile, on the other side, KC will be starting number 77, Jeff Ritchie. Only his second game on the year. Currently, he is 0-1, stopping 8 of 19 in that first start.
He is an ex-Ambush player, so he's well known around these parts. But nothing better than the Ambush players would like to stick a few past him. But Jeff comes to the Family Arena tonight with a lot of experience behind him. He's a journeyman pro in this league. He knows what's up. And the KC are obviously looking for a stable influence back there in goal to shore up their defensive issues. You know, something's got to give tonight, Patrick. The Ambush have only won one at home. KC have only won one on the road. So something's got to give tonight, and it could propel them a little ways going forward as we reach the business end of this season.
It seems like in the Ambush's best games, the one thing they've done great is they've got to the goaltender early and they've rattled him.
Absolutely. I think that's Everton's plan, is high press the defense, press the goalkeeper, and force errors.
Here, Richie's going to start with it for KC and send it all the way down. Going into the corner, trying to find Gibson. Instead, that bounced off the glass and out of play. So quick restart for the Ambush.
If I'm KC, I'm always looking for Gibson. He has been an absolute fire the last 5 games. From what I can gather, he scored 8 goals and 7 assists in the last 5 games. I mean, he is probably the hottest property in MASL right now, especially in the Central Division.
Paulo coming far out of his net, tried the pass towards the middle, intercepted by KC. They move it across midfield, trying to send the center and pass inward. That's taken over by the Ambush. It's Richard Schmerman with a lot of space. He's going to take a shot. That just barely hit the netting above the glass, so restart for the Comets.
Richard there was given a lot of space to move forward, and why not? Have a pop and goal. I mean, I think the Ambush have been a little goal shy this year, obviously. They have been creating opportunities, but they're very reticent to pull the trigger. So have shots. You know, good things happen when you have shots. Bounces off the goalie, bounces off a player, bounces off a post. You might get a rebound. Even if a ball doesn't go in, take the shot and see what happens.
I think a great example of that can be the last game against KC. They got off to that early 6-0 start by just throwing it towards the net. Rafa's goal was very unexpected. He just catching the goalie off guard.
Absolutely. I mean, the first goal in that game, I think Lucas Almeida scored an absolute snapshot goal. He didn't get a lot of backlift from it, and he just sneaked in the, I didn't say sneaked, he put some venom in the shot, and he just sneaked in the near post, and the goalie wasn't expecting it. Good things happen when you put the ball on frame.
Trombini just tried to do that for KC, except it goes into the netting. Both teams making wholesale changes as Paulo starts with it.
Treat yourself to a massage and visit Elements Massage, conveniently located.
Now Rafa out for the ambush. He's going to start back with it. Daniel Burko back in the lineup. He's knocked down and a foul called on the Comets.
Well, it's easy to knock Burko down. He's, what, 5'5"?
Comets foul. Number 22, Anthony Grant, his
but he is quick, and here he is again.
Burko going back and forth with Pablo. Now Pablo gives it to Rafa, finds Adamson. Then Adamson tried to touch her in the middle. No one was home, though, for the ambush. So taking over is Keel Williams. Williams fights off of Adamson, goes inside, tried the tip, but Paulo got a piece of that.
And that was an opportunity, still an opportunity as Paulo's out of his goal.
And Paulo finally retreats back in his net as Pablo's able to get to him, and they're clearing it out. Great job by the ambush to move it up to Daniel Burko, and then further as they're going to try and find JT. JT in the corner, he has Burko, had to settle it. Now over the one-timer goes just wide by Emerson, rebound, scores!
I'm getting a little deja vu, Patrick, because this happened in the last game we played.
A little bit more time has passed. If that's going to make you feel better than Lucas Almeida's goal all the way back a month ago. As that's JT with the goal.
And just like I said, you know, he's coming at the team. He's bagged himself a couple of goals. His confidence has to be sky high right now. And there he is again, and that was a really good follow-up. Great pass by Burko initially to find JT. JT had the pass back to, and the shot off the post, and JT was there to finish it off. Get the ball on frame. You know, you'll get a rebound, and JT just proved that right.
It's JT's third on the year. He had a goal against KC last month.
Of the season, scored by number 20.
So KC in familiar position behind here at the Family Arena, despite the fact they're 10-0 since the ambush have returned at the Family Arena.
Now, obviously, going 6-0 ahead in the last game, and then it all kind of fallen apart. I think it will have been drilled home to them that they can't get complacent. They have to play a full 60 minutes here, the ambush.
Axel catches a bit of a break as a KC player gets knocked down, and a foul called on KC after the scrum, and it's going to be Paulo starting with it. Togba picks up the foul there against Duarte. Quickly moving in is Gibson. He tried the turnaround shot. No good. Now Pablo goes up for the header. That's going to safely bounce right into Richie's hands.
Bit of a home-and-home series here for the ambush and the Comets, because the next game each team plays will be against each other again next week on February the 9th at Silverstein Iron Center in KC. If you don't have your tickets for that, I would jump on kccomets.com and grab yourself some tickets, because these have been good games this year. This is the third of 4 this season, and they have been close, even though KC has taken both of them so far.
A little bit of added, I guess, intuition to go to the game. Besides just a great game, it's also going to be the pink out for the Kansas City Comets on Friday, February 9th for St. Louis. That game is at 7:35, and the KC Comets will wear special pink jerseys during warm-ups that will be auctioned off after the game. A nice spin around move in the middle by the ambush. Now Gibson picks it up. Still loose, so as Hundelt went for it. Then pushed away by KC. Grant knocks off the boards and moves it forward. Nice shot through the legs, and Paul is able to get over and get the save.
A nice FIFA move there, straight off a PlayStation by Stinson. Good shot that by Grant. I mean, Paolo was stretching to get it.
Definitely a hard shot to look for, too, going through the defender's legs. Able to track it very well.
I don't think Grant caught it well. I think he would have liked a bit more power on there. If it'd been more power, Paolo would have been struggling.
And a good steal by the ambush after a lot of pressure as Kostakis got down low and knocked down. And then thrown out Paulo all the way back. Has a lot of space to move as Pablo's going to go off for a change.
KC is sitting very deep. They're giving the ambush a lot of space to maneuver here.
And Paulo once again way out of his net. He started the game like that. Now he has a lot of space to work between him and Acosta.
I don't know if that's a game plan of KC to sit deep and catch the ambush on the break.
Great shot by Paulo, just went wide. The KC player may have gotten a piece of it. Goes back out to the top for Robert Acosta.
I think it was Everton after the shot tried to get a little piece of it to deflect it in.
Now Lucas Almeida passed just a little off its mark, but Acosta is able to get there back to Paulo. Now KC starting to pressure a little bit more. But they're able to safely move out to Adamson off the boards to himself and knock down. And that's going to be no foul as Pino moves forward. Pino to the outside, tried the give and go over was Rodriguez. KC sticks with it, one-timer by Pino, gets blocked in front.
I think Adamson made a little bit much of that fall to sell the foul to the referee.
Daniel Burko with some speed off the bench, has some space. He shoots just wide of the net.
Big miss that for Burko. He would like that back. But KC giving ambush a lot of room for a minute, 90 seconds there, and all of a sudden the high press, they tried to rattle the ambush defense.
Now it goes down low, spinning around is JT, and try to go back to almost Rafa, instead stolen by KC. Try to go up the boards, great play by Costa to keep it in. And Costa all over Perez. Perez sends it to the middle and springing forward is Nacho. Nacho has a lot of space. He's being pressured by JT though. Sends it into the corner. Rafa trying to move that forward. Still has possession of it. Now it's centered front to Paulo. He's just going to be able to grab that with ease.
This KC team, you know, is very dangerous on the break. I think it's a ploy to allow the ambush to come forward and catch the catches on the break.
And a shot by Gibson was blocked in front as the KC player got back in his own net to block that. It's a great steal by the ambush on that last drive. Able to move it to Gibson. Gibson gets a quality shot off.
Ambush foul number 2, Cody Kostakis is first.
So the ambush are going to get a foul. Cody Kostakis.
Let's go, ambush.
KC trying to send it right towards the middle. Going up for the header was KC, but able to push that away was Paulo.
Well done, Paulo. He came out there, took command of his penalty box. Penalty area. But to be honest, Paulo's a foot taller than James up there for KC, so he should make that his.
On the field.
Paulo accidentally clears it out for a whistle. We'll take a quick break. You are watching MASL TV.
Andorra & Sons got started in 1956. The name came after my mom and dad, Andy and Dorothy. We have 5 different cheeses that make up the Provel. So it's very unique in what we have. Our sauce, we still to this day make a spice pack that goes into our sauce that makes that unique to anyone else out there. The quality of the product you're gonna find out is unlike any other pizza out there. It's gonna be as good as any homemade pizza, if not better, that you've tried.
Hot and ready pizza right here. Who wants this pizza? Bushwhacker is looking for loud, hungry people. Who wants this delicious Andorra & Sons pizza? Oh, he's coming close. There you go. You got a pizza from Andorra & Sons. And if you guys didn't get one, go register outside section 121. Let's go, Ambush.
Back at the Family Arena where the Ambush lead 1-0 off a goal by JT. As a reminder, you're watching the Ambush on MASL TV. You can catch every game each week on the league's official streaming home, MASL.tv. As Paulo kicked it out in that last play, it's going to be a restart for KC. And it's Keel Williams back to perhaps take the kick. But wheeling in is Rodriguez. Rodriguez takes it, just shoots it wide. Now in the corner, it's going to be picked up by Paul as it rolled towards him. Not trying to get a handball outside of the box, puts it down, moves up to Hundelt. Further to the St. Louis native, Schmerman.
That has to be a foul against on Almeida there.
Fouls on number 26.
First of the game for Grant.
James.
Oh, great, James.
He was knocked down by two people there. Almeida gets out, no problem though. Pablo tried to get the give and go a bit too far for Schmerman, and as he reached for it, it was able to be poked away. Moved up to Williams. Williams with a lot of space, giving it over to Trombini. Trombini goes up against Hundelt, and Hundelt gets the better of him. Now Everton under some pressure. Moves it to Pablo, then all the way back to Paulo. Sending it forward, but Everton walked for a change. Ambush still able to keep possession though. Couple nice touches. Lucas Almeida trying to move around KC right in front of the penalty box. Instead knocked down Carlos Trombini, and Almeida's going to pick up the foul.
It's a little lazy foul to give away.
Soccer, 4 fouls in one half by the same player results in a 2-minute penalty. When a player receives 6 fouls in a game,
both teams making some changes. Now the Comets in the corner, but a whistle called.
Foul against the Ambush, number 20, JT Thomas.
Totally missed that. I didn't know what JT did, but he's been called for his first foul of the game also.
He was at the top of the box, well away from the play. No Ambush players really around the ball carrier. That ball sent towards the middle, deflected off an Ambush player in front. It goes wide, trying to move it up to JT. Instead, that's going to be stolen by Nacho, giving it all the way back to his keeper. Nacho still under some pressure, far side, then back to Richie. JT stepping up in the press. Loose ball able to be headed by Costa. He moves over to Schmerman and back to the defense.
Nice little move there by Richard to get it back to Acosta.
JT is going to be subbed out for Gibson as Paulo moves out of his net. Gibson and Burko are down low.
And here we go again with KC giving Ambush plenty of room to operate. You've got to think this is a ploy, and all of a sudden they're going to break out and really pressurize the Ambush defense as they get further up the field.
Paulo once again able to take a shot at Ambush, not able to get the rebound. It's pushed outwards. Moving it up is James. Over to the far side, to the middle. A shot goes off of a leg and into the net. And the Comets tie the game at 1.
Saw that coming. Saw that coming. They allowed Paulo plenty of room, and he just couldn't get back in time. He tried to make the save, and he just bobbled over him and the last defender there. And we're all knotted up at 1.
Assisted by number 10.
Paulo challenging just a bit too much. Great effort by that Ambush player to get out in front right at the penalty box. Just couldn't get enough of it, and we're back at a tie game.
And they got pegged back against Milwaukee, and their heads didn't go down. They kept fighting. It seems to me when we played the Comets last month, as soon as the Comets scored, you saw their heads go down, and they were like, oh no, here we go again. But when Milwaukee scored against the Ambush last week, the Ambush kept fighting, and that's the mentality they have to bring here. All right, they've been pegged back, but they have to go again. They have to keep their heads up and go again. They know they can compete with this team, but they have to prove it to themselves, and they have to believe in themselves.
This ball almost picked up by the Ambush, but KC was changing, able to get to Williams. Now Williams down in the corner, trying to go around, not able to though, to Sinclair. Now back a one-time shot by Pino goes into the netting.
Sinclair arguing with the referee there that Paulo handled the ball outside the box, but the referee was having none of that. Sinclair, another ex-Ambush player, well known in these parts.
Ambush moving forward, not giving as much space as 4 men are up top for KC. JT's all the way down for the Ambush as Robert Acosta Gingerly moves across midfield. Duarte. Back to Paulo with nobody on him. Has some room to walk as he's already has 2 shots on net tonight. Now off the boards to Dylan Hundelt. Immediately pressured by 2 KC Comets. Poked away. JT tries to get there. Instead push forward. Loose ball picked up by Almeida. Almeida gets him in the middle. JT, he's tripped, no call though. Still in the play. Casey not able to move away from him. Now against the boards, Perez being pressured. JT joins in the mix. He's able to get it back. Gibson does a nice job of pressuring. Gets that back for KC. Off the boards and back to Pino. KC makes some changes. Reaching way out of his net.
He won't have gone unnoticed that Ross McGregor's not in the lineup tonight. Do I wish him and his wife congratulations. They just had a baby boy, Brooklyn, this week. So no doubt he's not playing because he's sleep deprived. I know how that goes.
Probably best. You know, he's not falling asleep on the bench or in the locker room. So I don't think these loud noises are good for a newborn. As Casey tries to move up in front, still keeping the ball back of their defense. Start a step move and then over to Tagba. Tagba up against Almeida and sent all the way down the corner. So they're able to find Leo Gibson. Gibson trying to spin around, looking in front. Gives it all the way out to Rodriguez. And a long shot just goes over the net. Gibson picks up the rebound off the shot from Nacho. Now Gibson has some space to work and he's going to use it, trying to outrun the Comets. He pulls on the brakes, tries to throw it towards Adamson, and as he does that, he's knocked down. That's going to be ambush ball.
Well done, JJ Gibson. There wasn't a lot on there. He was surrounded by 4 Comets and he got something. You know, he got a free kick. He got something out of pretty much a desperate situation because there was not a lot of support with him.
Burko leaves it for Schmerman. A shot trying to find Gibson on the far side. Just goes wide. KC grabbing the rebound up against the boards. Gibson takes over. Back to Pablo to a wide open Schmerman. Schmerman cuts to the middle. Has to drop it back. Out to Daniel Burko. Burko spinning around. On the far side, Everton the shot. Great save by Ritchie.
Good steal by Burko to get it back too. Great save by Ritchie, to be fair.
Hey fans, with the weather turning colder in section, animals will be looking for a new home.
He's going to be out. Casey was just trying to alleviate the pressure, knock it out of play. And a big restart for the ambush in this tie game. Just 91 seconds left in this first quarter.
Let's see if Pablo is just going to smash it or he's going to work something.
He's going to work it to Everton right on, and a good save by Ritchie.
Not a bad shot, just straight at the keeper.
So Ritchie had the angle on him. KC's able to move it forward. A lot of space down the left wing. Tried the slide tackle towards the middle. Paul's got to be careful as he just barely grabs that inside the box. With a lot of space, he's just going to give it to an open Schmerman.
You just said it there with Ritchie, you know, he had the angle. And I think that's what Paolo's having to learn with this game is that coming from futsal, where the goals are a little bit smaller, he's still figuring out his angles, you know. But Ritchie had that well covered.
It's going to be a foul called on the ambush as a KC player goes down. But discussing with the coaches, you know, over this year, you know, we've constantly been asking them, you know, how's Paulo? How do you feel Paulo's been progressing? How do you feel he's been progressing? He's at a very good point this year where he's gotten used to the boards. He's gotten used to having to take several rebounds at a time. And as you said, with the net changing, that's going to be the biggest change because that's just going to be a force of habit that has to be changed in his mind.
And we spoke to Jamie Swanner before the last home game, and JB Swanner predicts he'll be one of the best keepers in the league. And Jamie knows about being a goalkeeper, of course. It does take time. It's a work in progress. I mean, Mark Litton said this when we were speaking to him before the game, that whilst the results may not be there, there is an absolute night and day feel about the performances on the field.
And we should have given some tough games to the Milwaukee Wave, the Baltimore Blast, and everyone in their division this year. As you said before, going into last year, it was really a lot of blowouts. This year, they're in it every time. It's just small mental errors that are costing the game.
I do think mental is the word here. There's a mental block there. The talent's on the field there, the talent in the legs are there. And there's something in the back of the mind when the chips are down, in the back of the mind they're like, oh no, here we go again. And that's why I was so impressed last week against Milwaukee, that when they did have an unlucky bounce, when they did have the Wave pull them back, they didn't let their heads drop, they just kept fighting, and they nearly got out of Milwaukee with a win. And it wasn't meant to be, but I don't think it was really on the ambush. I mean, there was a very ropey call there at the end, but it's how they bounce back. We've seen that the team can bounce back, because after the game against KC here, they went down to Florida and beat a very good Tropics team. So they have the belief. Sometimes they have to keep it. They have to keep believing. And as you say, they're not being blown out. They're losing games, but it's by 1 and 2 goals here and there, rather than by the 6 and 7 that they were getting hammered by last year. And I think Everton obviously knows that this is a results-orientated business. And a lot of fans look at the results. But anyone who comes out here and is watching on YouTube, and it's getting known around the league that this team is very, very close. And they have to take the silver linings where they can. And it's just a mental thing. Mark said that before the game. It's just a mental thing. They have to give these players the belief that they have in themselves.
You know, one of those big things that moving into this year that we talked about with them is the addition of new players. Is they don't have the feeling of last year of when you're starting to get down 1 or 2 goals, you start to get the, oh no, here we go again feeling. And you get those a different culture in the locker room, it seems, with bringing in all these guys that Everton has brought in this year.
And it's more competition for places too. I think last year there was a certain acceptance that it was a bad year and it was just going to be bad, and that's how it was going to be. Whereas this year the results and the win-loss record are not acceptable. You know, they're not going to stand for this. And if you can't produce on the field, then you'll be out the door, and they'll bring some people in that will produce. People like Pablo, people like Padalera, who've come in and hit the ground running. You know, they haven't totally started from scratch with the squad. They've allowed everyone to fight for their place. But, you know, they're not going to wait forever. You know, they're going to have to produce, or they'll find players that will produce for them. And, you know, I think Everton's hungry to see a lot more progression down the road too.
A reminder for everyone today that the Ambush would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, which was founded in Huntersville, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make play more effective in arena soccer.
Huddersfield, England. Near where JT's from, you know.
How far is that from you? We've discussed this before, how far it is, but you don't really travel much in England, it seems.
Oh, no, absolutely not. We have no concept.
Very homely.
We have no concept of distance in England. You know, in America, you'll go 80 miles, drive 80 miles for your local taco shop, whereas an 80-mile drive involves a hotel and UN food parcel drops. You know, we have no concept of distance in England.
A couple trolleys in between there and your destination. Just about to get started. 1-1 our score. JT got an early goal for the Ambush, and it was tied up late by KC. So Axel Duarte will start with it for the Ambush. Gets Almeida. Up to Pablo. Trying to get around James. He gets over to Rafa. Rafa to open Almeida, just a bit too far for him. Kansas City's going to take over in their own end, still under some pressure. Williams trying to work around. Duarte gives over to the far side. A long boot blocked by Almeida, right as it left his foot. Perez gets it around Hundelt. Ritchie under some pressure from Almeida, gives a slight touch up, and then right back. Perez still working around his own end as the ambush are not allowing them to move the ball forward at all, just barely keep it in on the glass. And Paulo able to take that ball. Moves up to Pablo now. Hundelt has to pull back. Pablo with some space. Looking towards the corner for Everton. It's going to be taken, spin around his Trombini, gives it back to his defense. Off the board, Schmerman pressuring. Nacho able to push off of him. Oh, a little bit of a push on both of them. And that all started when Nacho leaned up against him and maybe caught a bit of Schmerman's mouth. He wasn't too happy about that. He just maybe reacted a little bit too much with emotion there. So he knocked him down in the foul.
Schmerman's holding his face a little, you know. 6 on one, half a dozen of the other, but, you know, KC Comets had the momentum, so the foul went in their favor.
Schmerman once again going hard up against the KC player as the ball rolls down to Paulo. A long pass just a bit too far for Burko as the ambush were changing. And then knock off the boards, trying to find Gibson in the corner. Gibson slowly spinning around, trying to get Hundelt, who has the height advantage.
He's also got the hair advantage.
Oh, wait, he's got the hair advantage over everybody, over me. Back for Sinclair and over to the far side. Trying to work it down low, the give and go as Gibson takes over. Gibson tried to get it to Perez, stolen, and Hundelt has some space trying to get to Everton. Everton moves past a man. It's going to be a race for it as Hundelt going up against Anthony Grant. Grant just barely gets there in time. Has enough space to give it back to his keeper. It's stolen, and now Burko. Burko off the ball, off the post. He just barely missed. Now Costa driving forward. He's able to poke that ball free. Ball rolled to the corner. It's going to be taken right back by KC. Great pressure by the ambushes. They've really been catching the KC Comets again. A lot of turnovers in their offensive end.
So it's what Everton obviously works on, is the high presser. But that was a big miss. You know, that was a 2-on-0 there for a minute. I think it may have even caught the ambush attackers by surprise how much time they had.
Also joining us here tonight the following groups: the Kimmel Community Foundation, Hazelwood Middle School Band.
Williams against the board, tries to cut towards the middle, throws it back.
And the Whitfield High School dance team.
Now it's Nacho.
I'd also like to welcome families from the First Baptist Church of Whitsville. Ambush players would like to
back
thank
and forth
all
with
of our
Trombini.
partners as shown on the video board.
Now Keel Williams. Able to send it towards the middle. Slide tackle made by Schmerman, and that's sent out of bounds. Will be KC ball. So it will be at the middle as well as he was in his own zone.
Big restart this for KC. Didn't do much with their first one, kind of shot it off the post. They'll be looking for something better here.
And they leave it. Shot to the corner and a great save by Paulo. Hill still loose as it bounces off of Costa and in.
When the ball doesn't bounce your way, the ball doesn't bounce your way.
Comets goal, his 19th of the season, scored by number 14, Leo Gibson.
If Gibson's claiming that, then he'll claim anything, because that was... That was all Acosta.
Sends it towards the middle as Ambush just couldn't get it out of their own end.
Feel sorry for Richard. His feet were underneath him. He couldn't dig his feet out to get it away. The ball just kind of bounced off his toe into the goal. But when the ball doesn't bounce your way, it just doesn't go for you.
And the Ambush down for the first time in this game as they try to knock off the boards to Gibson. Still fighting for it against Perez. Up the boards. Adamson tried to go far side, goes wide of the net. Rebound goes all the way around for Pablo. Rafa leaves it. Pablo tried to find Gibson, stab poke back to Adamson. Pablo pulls back over to Stinson. Justin Stinson off the boards, gets it to Gibson. Gibson looking off the boards, had Stinson in front, but he couldn't get there in time.
Good idea, though. Good idea by Gibson. And now we'll see what the Ambush are made of. You know, the whole, where their heads are at. Because they're up against it again. And are we gonna see the Ambush that crumbled against KC last time? Or are we gonna see the Ambush that really made Milwaukee battle for their win last week?
Past 2 times they played Milwaukee. You take out that very first game of the year and the 9-1 loss to Milwaukee. You send them to overtime here in St. Louis, and then you go there, and you just about send it to overtime. I mean, that game could have played out. You could have easily gone to overtime, and who knows what would have happened then, because momentum was pretty well 50-50 at that point.
Make no mistake, Milwaukee Wave know they were in games against the Ambush this year. But I think sometimes we get into our own heads a little. The players will know going to Milwaukee that they're going to be in a game. So they're mentally in tune for it. They know they're up against it, and they can't switch off. Whereas some of these other games they've lost, maybe against Harrisburg, maybe against Cedar Rapids, and last time out against KC, they think that because their records aren't as good, that they can kind of lay off a little bit. And I don't want to say that the players don't give 100%, but maybe they lose a little focus, shall we say. And it costs them. You know, you can't lose focus in this league.
Stinson loses that in the corner. KC able to move forward with it off the boards, taken by Schmerman. Schmerman spinning around, able to get off Jones and back to Paulo. A lot of open space for the Ambush to work with. Schmerman trying to send it down to Everton. Everton almost pushed it along, but the box out. And the take by Ritchie.
Yeah, Everton just kind of whiffed on it a little there, tried to add some speed to it as it went along the boards, and he kind of whiffed on it and just rolled it into Ritchie's hands.
And Ritchie calls the timeout. 8:35 left as KC leads the Ambush 2-1. You're watching MASL TV.
This is a Roadhouse O'Fallon soccer ball shuffle. What's your name?
Nevaeh.
Where are you from?
Troy.
All right, she is going to tell us which one the soccer ball is behind, and if she gets it right, everybody in section 106 gets a free appetizer at Texas Roadhouse O'Fallon. So help her out. Here we go. There it is. It's going to start right in that middle one. All right, is it 1, 2, or 3? Nevaeh, they're saying all sorts of numbers. 3. She says 3 with confidence. Is she right? I am so glad you didn't listen to anybody behind you. Give me a go Ambush. Go Ambush!
One of the biggest things for me is my family. I joined the 12-week challenge. My whole family motivated me, and I think that's a huge part of my success. In 12 weeks, I lost 47 pounds.
Back at the Family Arena as the Kansas City Comets lead the ambush by the score of 2-1. Halfway through the second quarter as Leo Gibson and Anthony Grant have the goals for the Comets. JT has the lone goal for the ambush.
It's been quite an open game. I do think there's a tactic being employed by the Comets. They're quite happy for the ambush to have possession because they know they've got the speed to catch them on the break.
I know where Richie was throwing that as he just sends that directly into the penalty area.
It's the third time Richie's kicked it out straight out of bounds.
That was pretty impressive too. That was a hurl and that went directly into that penalty box that has glass surrounding it. Nevertheless, a restart for the ambush and a big one as they trail by 1. Pablo's going to step forward, just trying to throw it towards Gibson. Instead goes to the corner. Everton keeping possession. Ball knocked away from him. He wants the foul. He's not going to get it. The Comets streak forward. Moving up to Trombini. Has some space. The shot. Great hand save by Paulo.
That was hit with some venom there. Paulo didn't know much about it. He was looking straight at him, but he, just all he could do was kind of block it and get it out of the penalty area.
Adamson looked like he was going to have the foul called against him as the KC player was the one that went down, but it's going to be ambush ball in their own end.
Correction, no foul against Corey Adamson. Team warning against the Comets.
Even the PA announcer didn't. He thought that Adamson got the foul too.
Diving.
If he's going off on it at the beginning, that's allowed. If he makes a mistake, I make a mistake. That's good.
Well, I think the KC player was called for simulation for diving.
Now the ambush in their own end with Paulo. Has a lot of space. Goes over to Pablo now in the corner. Try to get in tight to Everton. That's kicked out by Richie. Paulo thought about going for it. Then he does the second time and just barely got there in the nick of time. Moves up to Dylan Hundell down to Everton off the boards.
That's
goes
a handball.
KC player. A big handball for the ambushers. That's going to be a restart. Not quite in the corner.
Don't think how much Pino knew about that. He was hitting him with some speed and he just hit his hand.
Pablo with a lot of options. Drops it to Everton. The shot blocked in front by Gibson and sent out of play.
Looks like we're in for another timeout.
We have official timeout on the field.
The ball's going to be started in the corner as it was just a deflection. And as they said, a timeout. We will step aside. You're watching MASL TV.
Elements Massage is a great fit for me because we customize every session to meet our clients' individual needs. We match them with the proper therapist for them, so we know when the clients come in, we'll be the perfect match for them to help them meet their needs.
As a professional player, it's very important to take care of our bodies, and Element Massage help us doing that. They're very tailored for your needs, and they take very good care of us. Big restart for the Ambushers. They trail by 1 halfway through this
second quarter. Burko with a nice move to move inside. Now Pablo winds up and the shot just goes over the net.
Yeah, he just got under it there, Pablo.
Richie tried to send it forward. Great play by Rafa as he uses his height to get ahead on that.
Yeah, and that missed kick by Richie was caused by JT running at him with speed. Again, a lot of pressure from the ambush forwards trying to rattle Richie and the defense in front of him. They'll know that Richie's not played that much recently, so they're just looking to not allow him to settle in this game.
Knocked off the boards to Burko. Under some pressure, has some space towards the middle. He used it, tried to take the shot. But he was knocked down by a KC player. No call, though. So it's pushed up by Pino. Advance forward to Williams. Williams going back and forth with JT. Now the loose ball as Burko steps up, but Perez takes over. Now Williams up against Kostakis. We'll give it over to an open Perez by the penalty box. Couple changes being made by KC. There's Nacho. Giving it over to Sinclair, spins around, sends it towards the corner. It's deflected off a KC player after being pushed just a tad.
I thought it was a push too. I didn't want to say.
But not enough to be a foul, just a nice little push knowing the ball was coming and unknowingly redirects it out of play.
I've seen fouls given for that, though.
It's all about selling. He stayed up. They try to give it in tight to Acosta. And a turnover goes the ambush's way. No call as they knock off the boards. Gibson winding up a shot. Rebound and it goes wide off a deflection. You know, KC with some space. Trombini gives it to Adam James. Off the boards. No one was there, though, for KC. Taken over by the ambush, Robert Acosta. Knocked down, no call. Sinclair goes the other way. Wide open, a shot. Blocked in front. Paulo goes up against him. Keeps it going around. And then Sinclair knocks it over the head. And off the crossbar and in. That's going to 3-1.
Number 12, O'Gay Sinclair.
Just a mix-up again by Acosta and Paulo there.
Paulo just maybe doing a bit too much here. Instead of taking or staying back in there, he takes the man, leaves the net wide open. He's forced to try and recover when the shot gets taken. So Sinclair is going to pick up the third of the game for Kansas City. That is going to be his second on the year, his 8th point.
Certainly not his first goal of the Family Arena.
He's going to give his team a big 2-goal lead as we're approaching halftime. Lucas Almeida gives it to Everton. Everton try to get down to Almeida. He's going to find him in the corner. Going off the glass, Pablo is racing towards the middle. Instead taken over by Casey, and they're going to have a 2-on-1. Moving in. Going over, Casey, the shot, blocked in front.
Good save by Paulo.
He was still loose, just knocked away at the last second. His Braithwaite was there. And then Rodriguez sends it all the way back to his keeper.
Throughout this year, Lucas Almeida's been the biggest offensive threat I felt in front of goal for the ambush ever since Victor France left. And he's been kept very quiet tonight by KC. I'd like to see Lucas get into the game more. But, you know, Lucas isn't the biggest guy in the world. And the KC backline are very big boys. And they've done well at shutting Lucas out this game.
Ambush with a couple good chances. They still have pressure in the offensive end. In the corner, going to be taken over by Kostakis, and then he's fouled up against. Braithwaite picks up that foul, so a big restart for the ambush.
Feel here that the ambush have to get a goal before halftime. We know they have third quarter woes. We feel that they've got to get back into this game before the halftime buzzer.
Everton's going to take it. He has Pablo. He's going to use them instead of Schmerman in front. Oh, Pablo had a great chance, but he roofs it into the netting.
They're getting opportunities in the ambush.
Now the ball gets stuck as they try to throw it back over. So they're going to call for a new ball for Ritchie with 3:34 left in the first half.
You've got to think that the KC Comets are very happy with the way this game's gone so far. I think it's been a tactic of theirs to catch the ambush on the break. It's worked really well for them. You know, it's really been a perfect away game so far for the Comets. But the way the Comets fell behind and they kept their mojo and they kept going, that's what I want to see from the ambush now. I want to see some fight out of the ambush, especially in the second half.
Great pressure being put on by the ambushes. KC is just moving the ball around quickly, try to send it all the way down. Nice header by Costa, knocks it back towards midfield. KC still with possession, then knocked down on the slide tackle. Just a foul that could have very closely been a card on Rafa if he had his second foot in there.
I was expecting to see one. So, you know, the ambush got a little break there, I feel. It could have quite easily have been a card.
Perez tries to cut the inside. Great tackle by JT. Trying to move it forward to Adamson. Knocked off the boards and kept alive by KC. Sinclair's just going to give it back as team set up. We'll make a couple changes.
KC are quite happy to knock the ball around right now. They're very happy with the way this has gone.
Good step up by Rafa, still fighting for it. Up against the board, Sinclair comes in. He uses that big body to push it away and get it to Grant. They have no problem holding on to this ball here and just killing time. Trying to move down low was Grant. He was tripped up by Adamson. It's going to be a restart for KC.
You got to feel that the next goal is huge in this game. That's how I feel, you know. A goal back from the ambush and it's close again. And another goal for the Comets and they start pulling away. And
you could also say that they're gonna, if they get the extra goal, they go up 4-1. Have a little bit of what happened to the ambush last time they were here.
That's true. I mean, you see it a lot in indoor. You know, a team will break away, get 5-6 goals ahead, and they'll take their foot off the gas thinking the game's won, and the other allows the door to open for the other team. So, I mean,
all right, it's time for
I do feel though that the next goal in this game is huge, and to be honest, the ambush need it.
Quick timeout by KC before their restart. It's 3-1. You're watching MASL TV. Back at the Family Arena as KC will have a restart. Already a 2-goal lead, trying to add to it before the halftime. It's Williams gonna fake it over to the corner. And a shot by Gibson, easy save by Paulos. I don't think he got all that there.
No, he kind of took me by surprise. I thought he was going to curl it into the corner, and he put a bit too much curl and it went straight into Paulo's hands. Been caught us by surprise here up in the commentary booth.
Dylan Hundelt off the boards, finds Gibson. Gibson tries to spin off a man, instead taken by Leo Gibson. Scherzer going up against him. Scherzer gets that. We'll call those. He's going up against 2 KC players. Back to Williams and cleared out by the Comets. Paul's just going to take that as he has a lot of space to work with.
Well, he doesn't want to give him too much space. We've seen what will happen.
Dylan Hundelt in the middle. Pablo, a one-timer, gets blocked in front. And then Williams gets tripped up by Gibson as they were clearing out the zone.
At least Pablo kept that shot down. Slowly getting closer is Pablo.
Gave the opportunity for a rebound there.
Everybody clap your hands.
Gibson was in front, almost had that. But it's going to be Casey ball right by their box.
To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Back foot, 2 stumps.
Long kick up by Casey. Finds Hundelt.
To the right.
Paul had to wait to grab that thing quickly up to Pablo. Has a lot of space to work down the right wing.
Less minute to play in this half.
Cuts to the middle. To Almeida with a minute left. Shoots it just wide.
Want to see more of that from Almeida. You know, he was open. He found himself some space. He allowed himself to have a shot. He's got to get in more positions like that for me in this game. He's been kind of been anonymous so far. Not through his own fault. I mean, I think he's been shepherded out of the game pretty well by the KC defenders.
Oh, nice couple touches. Finds Almeida. Almeida with some speed. Tried to get to Everton, but he was cutting across to the other side. Now loose ball picked up by Everton. Trying to spin around. Knocked off the ball. That will go to the corner. Kostakis trying to fight for it. Rafa helps him. And Kostakis comes away with it with 15 seconds left. Ambush trying to narrow the lead to 1 as it's Almeida. To Everton. Tried the shot blocked immediately as it left his foot.
Restart for the ambush.
Big restart, 7.6 seconds left rather.
It was about this time in the first period of the last home game against Comets that they scored. Wouldn't mind history repeating itself with the ambush getting a goal. But here comes Braithwaite.
And that's not going to have enough time to move all the way down after blocking Everton's shot. It's 3-1. KC leads the St. Louis Ambush despite the ambush getting the first goal of the game.
It can feel like
we'll take a quick break and be back with the third quarter. You're watching MASL TV.
It can be overwhelming. This can lead to feelings of loss and anguish. Having an attorney that focuses primarily on family law can give you some peace of mind. No matter the family law issue, we are here to help you rebuild your life.
Of the St. Louis Ambush. And now, please welcome to the field the Evangelical Dance Team. let's hear it for the Evangelical dance team.
Ready for anything. At Mercy, your life is our life's work.
And now please welcome to the field the Whitfield High School dance team. Let's hear it for the Whitfield High School dance team.
Hello, Ambush fans. This is Chef Larry G., owner of Championship Catering. We serve the most amazing food for your wedding, corporate event, or just about any occasion. We are recognized as one of St. Louis's top caterers by Small Business Monthly. Check us out online at championshipcatering.com or call me, Chef Larry G., at 314-606-9520. And let's plan your party.
All right, we are down here for an awesome game. We have two contestants. What they're gonna do is they're gonna put on their t-shirt. They're gonna run down there. They're gonna put on their scarf. Then they're gonna put on the hat, grab the remote control, race their car into the goal. First one into the goal wins. All right. We got Tyson over here. Section 117. If Tyson wins, everybody in that section gets a car wash from the Country Club Car Wash, cleaning your car inside and out. Over here we have Dominic. It's Dominic's 10th birthday, and section 107. If he wins, everybody 16 and up gets that car wash from Country Club Car Wash. So, 107, cheer for this guy. 117, this guy. All right, on your mark, get set, go. They're gonna throw on those t-shirts. They're gonna, once they get those on, they're gonna run up here. Oh, there we go. Tyson's got the scarf. Get the scarf on. Hurry, Dominic, hurry. All right, and now they're off. They got to put on the hat and then grab that remote control and race their car. All right. Oh, birthday boy! Dominic is our winner, 107. Everybody 16 and up gets a country club car wash. Say, go Ambush.
Go Ambush.
Home. It's where your story comes to life. Trust CertaPro painters to create the perfect setting as each new chapter unfolds. We're easy to work with, and our professional painters deliver the highest level of service. So wherever life leads, your home follows. CertaPro painters. We do painting, you do life. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com.
All right, it's time for the Chesterfield Sports Fusion Archery Challenge. All right, we have these guys down here. They each have bows and arrows. What they're going to do is Bushwhacker's going to go all the way to the center, uber quickly. He's going to get there, and then these guys are going to try to hit him. Whoever hits them is going to be our ultimate winner. Right in the middle, we have Cole. Over here in the plaid, we have Patrick. And over there in the red, we have Dylan. You guys want to see him hit Bushwhacker? All right, guys, whenever you are ready. Bushwhacker, I think you have to stay still. You can't move. You have to stay still. They're each going to get a prize anyway. Okay, our player Nestor here is going to give it a go. They tell me he's Superman, so we'll see how good he is with a bow and arrow. Let's hear some noise for him. All right, he's got a couple more arrows left. Last one. You think you can hit him? Close, close, so close. And everybody, don't forget to join the Ambush players on February 22nd from 5 to 7. Play laser tag, dodgeball, putt-putt, and more. Pick the players that you want in your team while you play. That's all happening at Chesterfield Sports Fusion. Now, I'm so excited for this part. Okay, so obviously I am Snow White, and it's Princess and Superheroes Night. So we are gonna pick the best one. Actually, I'm not gonna do it. You guys are gonna pick the very best dressed one. So guys, come here. Perfect, all right. What's your name? All right, we got Cruz here. Are you Spider-Man?
Muscle Spider-Man.
Oh, my apologies. All right, Cruz, right here. All right, we got the Flash. What's your name, Flash?
Preston.
What is it? Preston is the Flash. What's your name, Wonder Woman?
Lily.
We got Lily, who is a Wonder Woman. I got Rapunzel. We got Nora. Here, come here so they can see you. Come here, right here. And we got Nora. Okay, so you guys have to make a lot of noise for your favorite one, all right? Spider-Man.
Muscle Spider-Man.
All right. The Flash. Ooh, a lot of people like the Flash. How about Wonder Woman? What about Rapunzel? All right, everybody is going to get a prize, but to get the biggest prize, you guys have to pick between the Flash and Rapunzel. The Flash. Rapunzel. I think they're both our winners. Great job. Everybody is going to get a gift certificate, but you guys are our fans of the game. Powerade wants to thank you both for coming out. So you get this, and you get this, and everybody's going to get tickets. Come on. There's players on the field. We got to run.
Hey fans, next Saturday is the Ambush Alumni Game here at Family Arena. Get in on a special offer for a ticket plus a limited edition 1995 Ambush Championship t-shirt for just $30. Visit stlambush.com for more information.
Not today.
Guys all over the place.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Make your move, Reindeer Games. Good move.
Mr. Stark.
Captain.
And welcome back into the Family Arena for this third quarter of play as the Kansas City Comets lead the St. Louis Ambush by the score of 3-1. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird with you on the call.
It's the dreaded third quarter. It seems to have been the Ambush Achilles heel for a lot of the home games here. And if ever they needed to reverse that trend, it's here right now because they're in a 2-goal deficit. KC leading 3-1, and they really can't let KC score anymore and get further away.
So big test here for the Ambush. As KC's going to start with it, Richie sending it all the way down, right on to Pablo. Paulo kicked it across the crease, hoping Paulo would grab it. Instead, Almeida's there on the near side. Spinning around is Gibson, he lost it at the last second. Still on top of it though, able to poke it away and over to Pablo. And he's gonna lose as the KC Comets take over, trying to go far side. Just goes wide of the net, picked up by Perez. Now sent to the middle. Nice move by Anthony Grant, a shot blocked in front. And Paulo takes over. Ambush still struggling to get out of their own end as Almeida pushing up the boards. Being met by a couple players, able to make a nifty move to Schmerman and give and go to Almeida. He's got Schmerman, goes over to Hundelt, and he fell on the ball before he could get the shot off. Acosta streaking in, couldn't grab that. Perez, after stepping with the ball a little bit, able to move away from Almeida.
And if ever there is a moment that encapsulates the Ambush season, it was that pass over from Almeida to Hundelt, and Hundelt just couldn't dig his feet from under him to put that away. I mean, great pass by Almeida.
Several options there. He also had Schmerman coming in the third man. As Hundelt's opportunity was slowly closing, unfortunately, as you just saw, could not finish it.
Good news for the Ambush is they are getting opportunities. They are having chances. They just got to start sticking them away. Because obviously KC are having chances too, and they can't allow them to capitalize on a few that they get, and you know, this lead becomes 2, 3, 4 goals, and it just becomes too big of a mountain for the Ambush to climb.
Just 2 minutes have gone by here in this second half of play. Ritchie has a lot of space, no pressure being put forward by the Ambush. Sinclair calls for him to move forward, then he passes it off. It's just Kostakis is up for the Ambush. Oh, they send it forward, knocking off the boards, and send in front to Williams, but a nice header by Rafa to knock it away. Now Burko trying to push forward with some speed, loses the ball, and Williams takes over, and Burko comes in, gets a nice steal.
Burko tonight's been an absolute pocket battleship.
Now Kostakis under some pressure, not able to get the ball away. Now taken away by Williams. Pushed forward. Nice play by Nacho. He sends a shot towards Paulo. He got a piece of that going down on his knees. Trying to get JT just a bit too short for him. KC's Carlos Trombini was able to take over. Now coming in is Duarte. He takes over from that.
Still a lot of pressure on the KC defense.
Ambush just about to take that ball away as Kostakis went for the slide tackle.
I thought he got the ball there, but the referee was a lot closer than me and decided otherwise.
First of the half, second of the game.
It's going to Trombini starting up with it for the Comets. Ritchie sending it down, able to get it past Pablo. One-on-one with the goalie, and a great save by Paulo.
Those are the kind of balls that Ritchie's been trying to make all through the first half, and he was going high, wide, and handsome, and he absolutely put that on a dime for James.
A lot of space up the middle for the Ambush to work. They get to Gibson. He's got Adamson off the boards, tried to get to Corey Adamson, but KC got there in time, able to push it away. Sends it all the way forward, settled, and moved to Anthony Grant. Grant going up against Schmerman, gives the inside pass to James, but Paulo dives forward. Seems to be in a bit of discomfort, as James may have got a piece of him as he got that ball.
Heavy touch by James, otherwise he would have had a really good opportunity.
Schmerman back out there, sends it all the way down to Everton, settles that down with a header. Try to send towards the middle to Schmerman, taken over by KC and their own box. They got to get past the Ambush, or putting a good press forward. Everton pressuring, moved over to Pino, and a header by Hundelt got the steal, and Everton almost had a clear break. Instead goes the other way for Perez, a wide open shot in the goal for KC as they take the 4-1 lead.
That man, Leo Gibson, you know, his 9th goal in the last 6 games.
His second of the night.
Oh, sorry, it's his 9th goal then in the last 6 games.
21 for the latest Ambush here. It's also your last chance to purchase bags of apples for these Scoops.
He was wide open, absolutely wide open.
$100 gift card from Scoops.
Perfectly executed play as the Ambush trainer comes out to look at Paulo real quick. He seems to be okay and will stay out there. KC only has 4 men out. Now they get the 5th out, Sinclair.
Well, that mountain that the Ambush have to climb just got a little bit steeper.
Rafa quick on moving it back to Almeida. We have a wide open Kostakis right in front of the benches. Instead go to Rafa. He gets that stolen from Sinclair, and Pablo goes up against him. Delayed calls. It's going to be a blue card. KC keeps the ball, though. It's Nacho. Give and go. Nacho over to the far side. Now Trombini takes a shot, good save by Pablo back. And KC keeps possession, still the delayed call on the ambush. They have the extra attacker out there. Moving forward, that's Rodriguez. Able to split the man, gets it to Perez, takes one shot, blocked immediately, and finally touched by Axel Duarte as the ambush will go on the PK for the first time tonight.
Really good movement there by KC. Really got as much as they could before the actual penalty was called.
The referees are going to discuss this as the ambush penalty box is open, seeing who has it.
Well, KC have got .282 on their power play percentage. But the ambush are only .4 on the penalty kill, so KC are going to fancy their chances of putting a fifth in here.
We have 2 penalties on the play against the ambush. Number 80, Pablo da Silva.
It is against Pablo.
For tripping, 2 minutes for tripping against number 80, Pablo da Silva.
Looks like Rafa.
And Rafa's going as well.
Rafa Nascimento, 2 minutes for a technical foul.
You talk about a steep hill to climb before with that goal that make it 4-1. Now a 5-on-3, the first time this year has gone against the ambush. They're gonna have to be on their toes here. It looks like Schmerman, JT, and Dylan Hundelt.
Acosta.
It is Acosta, yeah. There's Acosta. They're just going to talk it over real quick. Everton discussing with the referee the calls.
I don't fancy their chances much here, to be honest. They're going to get run ragged. But if there's ever a time to be a legend, it's here and now, because this is also something that could galvanize the ambush. If they get out of this alive, it might give them some momentum going forward, but they are going to be up against it. It's going to be a shooting gallery for 2 minutes.
Now the ambush will go on a GA Union penalty kill.
So they get it all squared away, and Perez will start with it for the Comets. Over to Williams, as they're going to have all the space to move the ball around. Looking for that perfect shot. Down low it goes. Back out to Perez. Shot goes wide. Now Williams picks it up off the boards. In front, knocked away by the ambush. And Schmerman has a break going up against Perez. He's going to pull back, though.
Kill time. Just kill some time.
He's just going to send that ball rolling down just out of the reach of them. They'll have to race back. 30 seconds in to the 5-on-3. Gibson gives it over to Trombini. Right back, Perez. Over to Gibson, and he's going to roof that up into the netting. A big restart for the ambushes. They're just going to be able to kill as much time as possible as long as they can keep possession. As Jersey Gibson comes out.
I bet they're going to press the ambush right now.
Nice header by Pino to keep it in. Gibson with a lot of space, gives it over to Nacho. Going up against Hundel, gives it all the way back, and that's going to kill even more time as Perez has to race back for that. And he moves forward down to Gibson. Gibson, the shot bounces in front off of Hundel. That just kissed the crossbar, though. Now Schmerman going up against the KC player, goes out in front, and Paulo dives forward, able to grab that with 40 seconds left on his team's kill. Gets all the way down. Gibson has a break, tries a one-timer, and sends that into the netting.
37 seconds left.
Gibson saw his name in lights there, didn't he?
It's just a bouncy ball, a little too hard just to control.
I mean, the ambush haven't scored a short-handed goal all season. It would have been amazing if they'd have scored 1-2 men down.
Professor Trombini, the shot hits the crossbar and goes out of play. Ambush ball, 25 seconds left on their 5-on-3. As Casey's gonna have to look to get back as you have Rafa and Pablo, two very good scoring threats coming out of the box at this exact same time. As there's an official timeout, we will take a quick break. You're watching MASL TV.
Including unlimited breadsticks, all natural pasta, vine-ripened tomato sauce, real mozzarella, and pepperoni. It's 0% artificial, 100% delicious. Get it all for just $4.99, only at Fazoli's.
Back at the Family Arena, KC leading 4-1, still on a 5-on-3 penalty. As a reminder that on February 10th will be the Ambush's alumni game. That's on a Saturday. The alumni game will take place just before. Make sure to get your tickets for both those, as the Ambush will play division rival Cedar Rapids. As the Rapids just sit 2 games above the KC Comets in the standings. Milwaukee's already clinched the division. There's some time left as they move it over to Pino. Pino down low. Almost could have been a handball. As the penalties now expire, the Ambush have successfully killed off the 5-on-3. Rafa pressuring. Good header by the Ambush.
Well done, Robert Acosta, Richard Schmerman, and Dylan Hundell. They put in the yeoman's work there in killing that off. I will argue that the Ambush actually had the best scoring chance of that power play with that shot from Gibson. I mean, he could have took his time and made more of that. But great work by the defense.
Give KC nothing to shoot at that entire penalty kill. Now the Ambush will have the ball. It's Pablo. So the Ambush makes some changes, gets it to Everton. Everton goes over to the far side, has Kostakis. Bounced off of the boards and goes right to Williams, trying to send it up to James. Paulo's going to come way out of his net. Successfully knocks off the boards, and the Ambush have the man advantage. Pablo over to Kostakis in the corner. Lucas Almeida has Everton instead. Tried to go up top to Kostakis. And KC takes over, moving forward. Anthony Grant on a 3-on-1. Gets it to James. James and a streaking Paulo jumps up, knocks that into the netting, and a restart in the corner for KC.
Good work by Paolo there, coming out, read the play well.
Williams knocked off the ball, gets over to Everton. Now Axel Duarte. Coverage by 3 men, gets it to Almeida, and Almeida pushed and actually knocks that ball just a bit into the bench area. It's KC ball. Back Richie, under no pressure as JT is back out there for the Ambush. And calls for the man down the boards, but Pablo's going to steal that. Pablo up to Almeida. Almeida right back to Pablo. As Almeida will go off for some changes. Coming out is Daniel Burko. Sends it in the corner. JT has a couple options, including Adamson. Drops it back for Pablo. Pablo through some traffic, shoots it just wide. Paul's going to take over. So the defense changes up a bit for the ambush. And they're going to send out Gibson as well on the offensive side. Axel Duarte back to Pablo. A lot of space to work. He's going to take a shot. Long boot. Rebound in front. Still loosened. The ambush are able to not get the shot off. There's going to be a foul called, it looks like, on the ambush, and it will.
It was a handball. Yep. I think Duarte, in his valiant attempt to push that ball into the net, just trying to put anything on it. He took his hand, and there's a goal from Gibson.
Quick turnaround for the ambush.
We were looking at the replay from the last chance. I think I just saw Gibson turn and shoot and slot that away.
Well, he saw his name in lights there. He was wide open in front. Had plenty of time to shoot, and they narrow the deficit to 2.
We'll have to watch the replay just to see what happened here.
A huge goal for the ambush. So it's going to be Gibson's 9th on the year.
Game on. A little bit of light at the end of the ambush tunnel. And I was hoping, Patrick, that after killing that penalty, 5-on-3, that'd give the ambush some momentum, some impetus, some belief that, you know what, let's capitalize on not giving up the power play goal.
The ambush would like to give a special welcome to the Drillers soccer team here tonight.
Oh, in the corner, KC moving forward. Gibson tried the turnaround. Now Leo Gibson has to back up.
Good way there by Acosta to stop him in his tracks. And it's JT being fouled.
Great step up by JT, able to get between 2 KC players, takes the foul. And big restart for the ambush.
Foul number 10, Lucas Rodriguez is first.
Richard Schmerman. Back out is Pablo.
Pablo's got to fancy himself for a goal tonight. I mean, he's had a couple of rip-snorting shots.
Costa tried to send that streaking towards the goal, just barely getting a piece of it as Ricci then picks up the rebound.
That shot by Adamson there, just he moved in the air. He put some bend and swerve on it. It kind of caught Ricci by surprise.
Williams has some space to work, and a great save by Paulo. Trying to clear it out, not far enough for Pablo. Schmerman comes forward, pokes that over to Everton. Everton back to Richard Schmerman. Great takeaway by the ambush in their defensive end. There's a crowd starting to get into it here at the Family Arena.
Surprise me if Paulo has another shot soon.
Paulo has a lot of space to work down to Hundelt. There's all ambush players on the near side. Hundelt tries a streaker that just hits the glass up top.
Why not, Dylan? Have another go.
I'll wind up as Pablo tried to send it towards Everton. A loose ball, KC trying to get under it. Rafa does a nice job of moving in and helping, but that's going to be a foul on the ambush.
Good respite here for KC. They need that. They've been under the cosh a bit since Gibson scored.
Everton cutting out the pass there over to Ricci. Now pressure by Stinson. Stolen. Oh, and it was Kostakis now in front. Pablo over to Everton. Oh, just gained over his Ricci, and a magnificent save with his foot.
Phenomenal save. Everton must have been, he was wheeling away in celebration. He thought he'd scored already.
Kostakis back to Rafa, moving it over to the far side. Stinson able to get around one man, try to throw it towards Everton. Sent right back by Ricci. KC with numbers the other way. Perez gets up to James. James going up against Pablo. He goes far side and makes it 5-2.
What a finish. Cool as a cucumber. Just slots it in the far corner. Not much Paulo could do about that. I mean, the ambush are going forward, trying to get back in the game. James was all alone. Was able to pick his spot, Paolo with no chance. Left totally isolated.
Ambush once again down by 3 with just about 106 seconds left in this third quarter. They're going to need a quick one here going into the fourth, as they had a great momentum swing going there.
They did it, you know, and the crowd were getting into it. They had a couple of good shots. I mean, I know we talk about coulda, woulda, shoulda, but that effort by Everton there that he thought scored, you know, the Dylan Hundell off the line. A couple of bounces here and there. It could be a very different game, Patrick.
Almeida trying to find some open space to work with. Instead gives it to Paulo and then over to Corey Adamson. Paulo with nobody on him. And move forward. Carefully does so and then gives it over to Almeida. Almeida down the middle, gives it into the corner. Goes off the hand of Duarte, no call though. It's cleared out. Anthony Grant trying to push it forward. Almeida steps up, just barely keeps it in bounds. Almeida over to Scherzer. Scherzer Gibson spinning around a couple times, now gets into the inside, has some room to work with. Corey Adamson, wide open, goes to the outside, into the corner, try to bounce off the boards. Almeida still pressuring, and KC just barely able to get it out of their zone, moving up to Grant. Gibson does a nice job of getting back, goes up against Grant. Grant pulls up. And KC's just going to look to kill the clock with 20 seconds left in the third quarter.
Not been a terrible third quarter here for the Ambush. It could be even better if they can sneak one here.
So Adamson almost had a break off a miscue from the Comets as they were changing.
But I mean, the KC still got another goal advantage. You know, and it's gone from a 2-goal advantage to a 3-goal advantage here in the third quarter. I mean, but the penalty kill was huge. Ambush are getting chances, they just can't put them away. I mean, Everton and Hundell, those two chances there, it could be a 1-goal game. You've got to make most of the opportunities when they come. But props to KC, you know.
Don't fret over what you forget. With Schnucks Delivers, fresh groceries can be at your door in as little as 1 hour.
You're watching MASL
shop,
TV.
Schnucks Delivers. Sign up today.
All right, everybody, it's out there. You can go ahead and start throwing those apples. I'm going to go and pick one that lands inside or closest to the cart for a $100 gift card courtesy of Schnucks. Start throwing those apples. And we have a very special birthday out here. We have Crystal Grogan celebrating her 40th birthday with the St. Louis Ambush. Her and all her friends out here are going to collect those apples after they've been tossed. Happy birthday, Crystal. All right, I'm coming. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel like you all wait and hold them until I get really close and then try to hit me. Okay. 5, 2, 5. You win that $100 gift card from Schnucks. 5, 2, 5. And the Perez Family Chiropractic is along the boards throwing out stuff. If you want something, you gotta scream. She's tossing out some swag. You gotta scream and yell and make some noise.
Hey fans, the Ambush travel to Kansas City next Friday night to take on these same Comets. If you live near Old Fallon, head on over to Hat Tricks Irish Sports Pub and Grill to watch the game.
I want you to get up now.
The Ambush getting ready for a big fourth quarter as they trail 5-2 here at the Family Arena. The goals for the Ambush have been scored by JT and Scherzer Gibson. As you said right before the break, the chances have been there, just barely have not been able to execute
Just
them.
not clinical enough. Just not clinical enough. I mean, and that's been the difference. I've been really impressed with James for KC. He's had a couple of opportunities and buried them. Leo Gibson had his opportunity, buried it. You know, we're getting, the Ambush are getting chances, just a step behind, a step too far, over the bar, off the post, and that's been the difference.
Everton's going to start with it for the Ambush. It's Pablo, who has been screaming for a goal tonight, takes it, gives it, or tries to give it down to Hundelt. Stolen instead by Perez. To give it back. A little bit of a miscue of a pass as the Ambush put on the pressure. Sending it all the way down in an easy header by Pablo to keep that in possession of the Ambush. Now Dylan Hundelt goes up against three men. Perez gets the better of him. Sends it all the way down in a race for it, but the Ambush will throw it back to their keeper.
Good defense there by Pablo.
Kick stays on the ground, finds Everton. Everton to a wide open Pablo. Pablo thought about shooting, so he gives over to Everton. Try to give the give and go down into Pablo. Instead taking over Sinclair with some speed, almost lost that, now he does. It's Daniel Burko, try to give it to a wide open Pablo, headed forward by Richie. That's gonna go into the Ambush bench. And it's gonna be Ambush ball.
Pablo came off the field there very gingerly. Don't know whether he took a knock or he's just tired.
The Ambush makes some changes, and they did. And Burko almost stepped back out. That could have been too many men. KC's able to keep it in their own end.
Little lapses of focus like that, you know. I think that's what Mark Litton was talking about, you know. They've got the talent, they're just a little focus.
Costa will hold on to the ball as his team makes changes. Rafa has Gibson and Adamson. He'll use Adamson, and Adamson sent it over towards a penalty area. No Ambush was there, though. Costa just able to get there in the nick of time and move it back to Paulo. Paulo with some space to work. Instead, now has to give it to Acosta.
The de facto been using Paulo as an extra attacker all game. They've given as forward as he's been getting.
Try to send it off the boards. Instead goes back to Adamson. Paulo was going back in his net as he foresaw KC taking the ball over. Said he can stay in the zone. Pablo stepping up. So down low, Rafa. Oh, and it's tipped in off of a KC defender, and it's 5-3.
Well, they say do unto others as they do unto yourselves. And Pino there just replaying the favor that Acosta gave the KC Comets in the first period. Really unlucky. I don't think he knew too much about it, but he cannoned off his foot and just sent Richie the wrong way. But the Ambush will take whatever they can get right now, and it's a two-goal game again.
And once again, just throwing it at the net, and good things will happen.
Unassisted.
The goal is unassisted. Ambush immediately grab possession again. So move forward. Could have been a foul. It's not, as KC's, it is going to be a delayed call on the Ambush. Casey is not going to send out the extra attacker. Instead, Nacho sends it in front. Now Almeida is going to touch that in the corner for another penalty on the ambush.
Not sure about that one, Patrick, to be honest.
Well, that was a big collision. And you see something like that, the ref's automatically going to think something went down that was not legal.
For mouth-watering food, come to Stefanina's Pizzeria and Restaurant, where we use special Italian recipes to prepare your pizzas, pasta, salads, steaks, chicken, seafood, and a long list of appetizers. Delicious homemade sauces and all the best ingredients will make family-friendly Stefanina's your favorite place to eat. Check our website for nightly specials, events, and prizes. Order online or come to one of our 5 locations. Owned and operated by Steph's children and grandchildren, Stefanina's Pizzeria and Restaurant delivers true original Italian recipes.
Once again, have to kill off
StefPizza.com.
a penalty. Not as tall of a task as last time, but still a big one as they only trail by 2. Nacho goes back and forth with Perez. Now Gibson. Gibson steps up, good block in front by Costa. Ball rolls to the corner. It's in favor of KC's. Perez gives it to Gibson, one-timer blocked in front, sent out of play.
May report to the Enduro & Sons table on the concourse to claim your prize.
Gibson sends it over to the far side, spin around trying to get that. As James instead pokes forward.
Alicia Newman. Jeff Brown.
Having to pull back Perez. Over to Gibson. Once again, the one-timer blocked by Acosta and sent out. So the ambush may have figured out this KC power play.
Well, Nacho Flores is on this near side all by himself, screaming for the ball.
And Landon Fry.
KC thought they had that ball. Instead, it's going to go to the ambush.
And the City Comets foul number 11, Kyle Williams, is first.
Instead, they're just going to give it back. We kill a little time. Now Pablo uses his speed to cut across field. Now back to Paulo. There's some pressure. Rafa sends that forward. Scherzer Gibson trying to step up. Gets the inside and able to take over. He's knocked down. No call, though. They move it forward to Williams. Williams going up against Hundelt. Moves it back. Gibson winds up shut wide. Header and goes wide of the net once again.
Ball's banging around like a pinball machine there. But not only does this 2 minutes favor KC with the penalty, but it also takes 2 minutes of time away from the ambush to get back into this game. But here comes Dylan Hundelt, and he's got some speed.
What a shot! Dylan Hundelt goes up against Gibson, able to beat him and sends it into the corner. It's a 1-goal game.
The first short-handed goal of the season for the ambush. And what speed by Dylan Hundelt. He had to go around the outside of the KC defender. One time, right foot, bang, in the corner. Around the outside he goes.
He's got the inside here. He's pushing up against the boards. It's barely able to get his right foot on that. And all Richie can do is watch that sail past him.
I think Leo Gibson's a goal scorer. He's not much of a defender. But to be fair, he had less room to run at. Well done, Dylan Hundelt. Game on.
Great play. Just saw his chance and figured to go for it.
Why not? Why not? Go for it, Dylan.
25 seconds left now. As the ambusher still on the penalty kill. Perez takes a shot, blocked immediately, sent back to Richie. They're going to send Burko back. Bench called for it. Now Perez sends it in the middle. Trying to spin around is Williams. He got the pass over to the corner. KC keeps possession. Sends it towards the middle, blocked in front. Rebound, they score. Leo Gibson got the ball wide open at the top of the circle and sends it over the far side, just beating Paulo. Once again, a 2-goal game.
And just as Duarte was coming out the box, they almost got away with it there, the ambush. Some good blocks there in the build-up. They just couldn't keep blocking all those shots. One block there by Acosta.
Couple great blocks by Acosta that entire penalty kill.
Yeah.
Staying up top and really staying on Gibson especially.
But still, there's 10 minutes of this game to go. They're still in it.
So you talk about highs and lows in the game. How about for Leo Gibson?
Yeah.
lets up that goal, then responds right back.
I said he was a goal scorer, not a defender, though, right?
Of course, and he just did exactly what he's meant to do. But it goes back to Paulo. Him and Schmerman go back and forth. And Pablo pulled back. Gets it over to Almeida. Down low, Schmerman. Schmerman tried to go high, just misses the net. Paulo under some pressure, or Pablo rather, gets it to Paulo. Bouncing ball, hard to settle, instead gives over to Pablo. And it goes out of bounds off of a KC player. That was Anthony Grant. The ambush takeover. Still plenty of time left in this game. Sent over Paulo. Up to Pablo. Paulo with a lot of space. Over to Corey Adamson. Misread that pass, but just able to barely push that back to Paulo. And he's going to be taken down. That's going to be a foul. And that's going to be a 2-minute penalty.
Well, he just nailed Paulo. You can't argue about it. He just absolutely nailed Paulo there.
I don't see what you're arguing there, to be honest, if you're Braithwaite.
I mean, I know Braithwaite's a big boy, and when you get hit by him, you're going to get hit.
And now the ambush will go on a Panaman's New York Pizza and Pin Ball Power Play.
So Paulo can continue, you know, no concussion or nothing like that.
This is the second time he's taken a hard knockdown this game. He continues to talk it over with the trainer.
Now the ambush aren't great on the power play percentage. We've only scored on every 5th power play. They need something here. You know, they get back within 1, the crowd gets into it, and it's anyone's game.
We have an additional 5-minute major misconduct, a yellow card to number 16, Andre Braithwaite.
So an extra, as you just heard over the piece, there's an extra 5-minute penalty being assessed. That will not count against, so it will not be a 5-on-3. However, that is one more man that is in the box. As Beltran's going to serve the 2-minute penalty. And Braithwaite is out for almost the majority of this game, 5 minutes of the 8:32 left.
Now or never, I feel, for the ambush.
Now Lucas Almeida on the near side, wide open. Gives it to Pablo. Right back to Almeida. In the corner, Adamson. Pablo with some space in the middle. Over to Everton. Tried the shot, blocked immediately. Everton slides, trying to keep that in the ambush possession. Pablo does a nice job of keeping it. So Everton is down. He was fouled up against. Gibson was about to grab that ball. They'll just get a restart on the far side. Pass immediately goes to Lucas Almeida. Pablo takes a shot and he gets his goal.
Well, it's been coming from Pablo. He's had a couple over the bar. He had one blocked pretty well by Richie that he kept down, but Richie was no match for that one. That was slotted right in the corner.
Got the angle on Richie. Almeida faked the shot, moved it over. Perhaps just a bit too far, or not far enough out of his net. He was kind of sitting back, waiting for that shot to come. But Pablo's just able to sneak it past him.
Well, one thing I can say, Patrick, is that we talked about when the ambush get down, the heads drop, and it's not happened tonight. This has been very reminiscent of the game against Milwaukee last week. They kept fighting, they kept battling. They know if they know they can compete with KC. They just have to put the opportunities away when they arise, and thankfully Pablo just has. You know, one more and this roof may come off.
Richie sends it all the way down, immediately sent back out by the ambush towards Perez. Being knocked down is Stinson, but it's going to be a foul on KC, as they just kind of did a push off of Stinson. That could have been either way, but a big break for the ambush. Moving forward.
And, you know, having had a three-goal lead, and now Kansas City's legs were starting to wobble.
You gotta take it now when you have the momentum, especially after that big power play goal. Braithwaite still in the box, as well as Apollo took a shot. It was way high into the net in an official timeout with 7:53 left. The ambush have crawled back now, only trailed by 1. You're watching MASL TV.
Marcus Warenberg Theater trivia question. I've got Jennifer with me. Jennifer, if you get this right, you get 2 tickets to Marcus Warenberg Theater. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Here is your question. What is the worldwide highest grossing superhero movie? Captain America, Iron Man, or the Avengers? These children way over there in the band, they're yelling the answer at you.
I can't hear him. C, Avengers.
She says it's the Avengers, and she's right. $1.5 billion. You get 2 tickets to Marcus Warenberg Theater. Can I get a go ambush?
Go ambush!
Go ambush!
Hey fans, after the game, head on over.
Our score with 7:43 left. Patrick Kelly and Matt Bird with you on the call. As the ambush is getting closer and closer to beating this KC team, trying to get retribution for what happened last month. The ambush blew a 6-0 lead. Eventually fell by the score of 11-9. A reminder that these 2 teams will play again next Friday, February 9th. In KC, it's going to be a pink out night for you fans in KC. Make sure to get there early for warm-ups. You'll get a display of what the pink jerseys look like. Then they'll be auctioned off after the game. And following that for the ambush will be the next home game on February 10th against Cedar Rapids. That's going to be the alumni night.
And just as tonight, Cedar Rapids probably wanting the ambush to win. They'll be wanting the ambush to win against KC next week, but then when the ambush play Cedar Rapids on Saturday, it'll be the Comets wanting the ambush to win.
Comets having not a 2 but a 4-game lead over Kansas City. So a tall task for Kansas City, but still very doable to sneak past them by the end of the season.
I think Cedar Rapids have got a very, very tough schedule on the run-in though. So Kansas City have to think if they can sneak a win here and next week, then they may have a chance.
They took a tough blow last week, losing to Cedar Rapids. 9-7 was the score.
Good footwork there, playing out of defense. And what a pass by Dylan Hundell.
Up to Burko. He's got Everton instead. The pass gets blocked, then the shot just gets a piece of Richie.
Richie needed a piece of that because that was going right in the corner too.
Burko saw his spot as he couldn't get to the ball in time. Anthony Grant takes over. Spinning off of Burko, then a foul is going to be called on Daniel.
He knows, he apologized to Grant.
Braithwaite will still be out. So about 3.5 minutes left. James takes over for KC. There's a nice little move to get it to Perez. Down the corner, Williams. Back to Pino. Being pressured by Pablo. Almost taking him off the ball. It brings it forward. Stolen by Schmerman and sent all the way down the field.
Good period to play this for KC. Just knocking it around.
Come on, fans, put your hands
making
together.
the ambush chase, making the ambush run, tiring them out. But there's Richie again.
And that's
booting the ball right out of the field. He's done that a few times tonight. He's not found his distribution legs, so to speak, yet.
Bad turnover, goes the ambush way now. Schmerman's gonna wind up, takes a shot, had traffic in front, but hit that traffic. Ambush get right back, send it towards the middle, but it deflects off a player and into the netting. Is it going to be declared that it went off of a KC player, so it'll be a corner for the ambush.
I think they're trying to argue for a restart, but they're not going to get it.
Corner kick here for the ambush. Let me hear you, family arena. Who wants a goal?
So Almeida heads over as he has Adamson, Pablo, Schmerman, and Everton up top.
Let me hear it.
Gives it to Pablo. Pablo thought about dropping it back, instead took the shot that was blocked immediately by Kansas City. Schmerman grabs possession, he keeps it in. He steps up, sends it over to Everton, tried to send it towards the middle to Almeida. Gets blocked by KC. Pablo moving forward, back to Adamson. James moving up, trying to center it over. A good block by Schmerman. Now Adamson under some pressure, coughs it up. In front they go, and the ambush are able to push it away. Couple Comets players down as Pablo streaks across the corner.
Richard Schmerman.
To Richard Schmerman. Schmerman to Hundelt. Hundelt down to Everton, and a good save by Richie. Everton tried to jump up to grab that, missed it. He just gets up.
Dylan Hundelt.
Hundelt, another great play, cuts to the middle. Now Lucas Almeida shoots just wide, bounces off the boards again as Richie couldn't quite grab that.
Well done, Dylan Hundelt there. Win the ball back and make that opportunity for Almeida. Playing with fire here, Kansas City.
Loose ball, Schmerman's going to get the foul. He's put his shoulder a little too much into Trombini.
His first of the half, second of the game.
Exciting finish here, last 4 minutes. I wonder at what point Everton's going to pull Paulo.
So right now, Everton is on the bench. Nobody on the ambush bench has the extra attacker jersey on yet. So Robert Acosta moves forward. His team makes some changes and gives it over to Paulo. Rafa gives the pass over and cuts to the middle. Lucas Almeida now. Down to Almeida, over to Rafa. Rafa in the corner, goes in front. Great chance by JT. Richie was right there on that point blank shot, and that had to sting a little bit. As the ball moves all the way back.
You said it, that was a great chance.
Being pressured by Sinclair, able to move it down low. Goes back out to Rafa, over to Pablo. Give it back and forth. Just keep possession. Rafa try to get it down low. Now it's going to bounce out of bounds. It'll be ambush ball as KC just got a piece of that. Making some changes. So it looks like they're going to bring out Gibson and Everton, and they will. But instead, it's actually going to be a timeout. Called by the ambush.
Pablo's been wearing the goalkeeper's jersey.
St. Louis zone, Roman picks it up and plays it out on the far side for Doyle. David Doyle down the field.
Talk it over. Only down by one with 3:03 left. You're watching MASL TV.
David Doyle wins it for the ambush.
Ambushers on the national level. One time play score! Beautifully done in front. Jeff DiMaria finishes for...
Back at the Family Arena, 6-5 our score with 3:03 left. As the Ambush have the pressure, about to send out the extra attacker as Paulo is still out there. Richard Schmerman is on the bench with the extra attacker jersey. Everton, Gibson, Pablo, Almeida, and Acosta are out there. Almeida off the boards to himself, sends it towards the middle. Richie was there.
And why not send out Schmerman in the yellow jersey? I mean, the way they killed that penalty, I mean, he's got to be fancy his chances in the back. But Paolo's still out there. I mean, Paolo's been playing very, very forward. I mean, it's almost like they've had an extra player when he's come forward anyway.
He's taking some quality shots as well throughout the game.
Absolutely.
Paolo gets it over to Lucas Almeida. Back to Paolo. Back and forth they go to Gibson. Well, Pablo on the near side. Gets around one man. Tried to take the shot. He's taken down. That's going to be a foul.
Crowd arguing for a card.
Gibson had no one in front of him. He could have walked that in. If that foul was not called.
Paolo was about to pull the trigger as well. He got clipped.
It's a very cartoonish fall. As you said, he was about to take the shot and then just gets his other foot knocked out from under him. Ambush get the restart. Down low, Everton off the boards, it's in! Everton ties the game with 2:02 left.
All right. All right, all right. Now, when Dylan Hundelt scored, KC went right by the other end and scored right after. So I implore the Ambush not to let KC just come forward and take the lead again. They've worked so hard to get back into this game. Let's play smart now.
Right after that goal, Schmerman just happily rips off that extra attacker jersey.
But looking at the demeanor of the KC players right now, they look tired, they look exhausted, the hands are on the hips, and it's the Ambush players that are smiling.
A bit of shock comes their way as well. So it'll be Gibson starting with it for them.
St. Louis Ambush equalizing goal.
You're going to be curious how the Ambush treat this. It's immediately sent down to the boards. Gibson able to get around. He gets the goal right away, able to pull around two Ambush players and gets the lead for his team.
Well, Mastradamus strikes again, doesn't he?
Comets goal is 22nd of the season, score number 14, Leo Gibson.
Great effort.
Well done, Leo Gibson, you know, to beat the two guys and still slot it home.
So the Ambush tie the game with 2:02 left. And just 11 seconds later, Leo Gibson's able to march down the field. And once again, give his team a lead as Paulo has left the net. It'll be Schmerman taking over. The Ambush will once again have to fight from behind. They've done it the entire game so far. Let's see if they can do it again as it's Almeida. Back and forth with Everton. Pablo down to Schmerman. Tried to send it off the boards. Blocked by Pino and deflected out by KC. It's going to be ambush ball. 93 seconds remain. Everton immediately to Pablo. Over to Everton. One-time shot goes into the netting.
I don't think we gave enough credit to Everton for the goal he just scored, though. Also, I mean, we couldn't wax lyrical about it because Gibson went over the other end and put KC back in the lead, but that was a really good goal by Everton.
Richie's gonna chuck that forward. Couple headers back and forth. Ambush grab possession again. It's Corey Adamson. Now Lucas Almeida as Paula races to the bench. Out comes Schmerman. Pablo and Everton go back and forth. Pablo's wide open over to Almeida on the near side. Back to Pablo. Pablo tried to send it in. Everton, the one-timer saved by Richie.
Good shot by Everton, that though. I mean,
Schmerman settles it, tried to send it over to the far side. Now Almeida, Gibson blocked in front, but it was going wide. 1 minute left as Almeida gets knocked down. It's going to be a foul on KC. Almeida will start with it at the yellow line. Pablo, down low, Adamson tried to go far side. It just kisses the glass and touches the netting. It'll be KC ball. Schmerman once again heads out.
Adamson knows that was a big chance. It was a good shot. It just, as you say, clipped the top of the bar and went off into the netting.
The Comets are going to take a timeout.
This will be bibbidi-bobbidi, bibbidi-bobbidi, bibbidi-bobbidi. Why, it's like a dream. A wonderful dream come true.
Yes, my child.
Goodness me, it's getting late. Hurry up, dear, the ball can't wait.
KC getting the restart with 43.4 seconds left as they lead by 1 off a quick goal after Everton tied it with 2:02 left. KC immediately marches down. Gibson gets his hat trick, cutting to the middle and just putting one past Paulo.
And I implored them not to do that, but goodness me.
Good header by the Ambush, but just barely touches the apron of the boards. That will be KC ball as the Ambush will have to back off from it. KC sends it towards the middle. It's Pino. Sent right back, Perez, back to Richie. Lifts that forward. Costa able to get the front of that. Now Burko tried to get in and guts the shot off, but Richie got a piece of that. No calls, the Ambush take over with 20 seconds. No time to get Schmerman out there as Paulo stays out. Paulo to Burko. Over to Pablo. Back to Lucas Almeida, 10 seconds remain. They need a shot. Pablo takes it, blocked in front. Paulo goes down low to try and grab it, and a foul is going to be called as he pushed him up against the boards. A little bit of extra play going on between the two teams.
The blue card being flashed around. I don't know what.
They're going to
call. I don't know who's it on, but maybe it's on Paulo.
Looks like it is. Ball is being brought away. Just 3.2 seconds remain as we wait to see who goes to the box.
It's like Dylan Hundelt's going in the box for Paolo.
The ambush door is open, and as you said, there goes Hundelt. So great effort by the ambush, able to get it down low, tie the game, down by 3 at one point.
Story of the season, played well. Story of the ambush season, played well. A lot of heart, but ultimately just fall short. As you say, they went down, 3-4 goals, brought it back, but KC always seemed to have that extra pep in their step in this game.
Sent all the way down the field, and Perez just going to kill time with one last shot. And that ends it as the KC Comets just barely squeaked by the ambush. By the score is 7-6. Leo Gibson gets the winner.
Story of the season. We'll do it all again next week, Friday and Saturday. The performances are there, Patrick.
Home. It's where your story comes to life. Trust CertaPro painters to create the perfect setting as each new chapter unfolds. We're easy to work with, and our professional painters deliver the highest level of service. So wherever life leads, your home follows. CertaPro painters. We do painting, you do life. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com.